Hi there, this is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I want to talk today about Hailey Dunn, the famous 13-year-old missing murdered child from Colorado City, Texas. Went missing December 27, 2010. Her remains were found March 16, 2013, 2 days after I wrote the Department of Justice and suggested somebody come here and look in this underground facility for clues to her disappearance. And so I believe that, her murder is tied in to this house, the underground facilities, and the crimes here. Okay. I recently ran across a news story back from March 2011, and Billie Dunn, the mother of Hailey Dunn, was asked by a News West 9 reporter if she thought that Shawn Adkins had anything to do with it, with Hailey's disappearance. And she says, not really. She says, but when I talk to investigators, they put certain thoughts in my head, and I've watched. I'm gonna let you watch her say that here in a minute.
We also ask if Shawn Adkins had something to do with Hailey's disappearance, and she says she's not sure what to think.
Not really. I mean, sometimes it depends on what day you ask me. When I talk to investigators, they put certain thoughts in my head. When I'm at home, I don't think that.
And I think that's true. I believe that's what's going on. I felt like probably they've got Billie blackmail. They're threatening her. Here's what you're going to do. If you don't do this, say this, and do this, then we're going to arrest you and you're going to go to prison or something. You know what I mean? And so, that puts her in a position where she just got to keep her mouth shut or whatever. And that's what I think's going on. And so to even take that further, I did a Facebook post this morning, and I was showing, it would come from a conversation last night, and somebody says, I just can't buy that Odessa story. And I thought, what? You can't buy the Odessa story? There's 10 people that are documented saying Hailey was killed and buried over in Odessa with names, places, details, what she's wearing, everything. You know what I mean? They're all saying the same thing. Hailey was killed in Odessa. Some gang members kidnapped her over in Colorado City, took her over there, was pimping her out, etc. The sheer number is just mind-boggling. It's unbelievable. We have no arrest. And I just can't buy it. I think Shawn did it. And the father, Clint, has been pushing this Shawn deal, but none of them 10 people have said Shawn was there. It was said that Shawn and Billie owed drug money. That was said. And so they had their part in that, and that's probably where they've been blackmailed over. But the other thing is, how does all this connect back to my home? Okay. And I think very possibly I found out that Billie Dunn was a stripper at the time. It was a part-time job for her. In the area. And see, that's only 80 miles from here, Colorado City, Texas is. And so, thinking this out, the 2010 oil show, when the young girl was murdered, when my friend at work was ordered by the men to work at that party, there were a lot of people there, very famous parties. Everybody in this area has heard of these parties with drugs and prostitution and everything else, and tens of thousands of people. It's a big convention, all that, It's believed that it's held in the underground facilities. Multiple people have said was here. It looks like one's in my backyard, okay?
How the buildings underground that he was talking about, it was not 1 million, it was actually 4, and they're actually homes.
That are underground?
3-bedroom, yes, they're 3-bedroom homes. I asked him about the pizza parties. They said they're not called pizza parties, but I know what you're talking about.
Right, the pedophile parties. And so it would make sense that all the strippers in the area were also ordered just like my friend. That would mean that Billie Dunn, the mother of Hailey, had been also ordered, told, you're going to work this week during the oil show party, okay? And then another person said that she had already been taking Hailey to the strip club with her, okay? So if she was taking her to the strip club with her, it makes sense that she took her to the oil show parties. So it's very, very possible that Billie and Hailey were at these oil show parties in 2010, okay? But now keep in mind, this was 2 months before she went missing. She wasn't famous back then. She was just some kid, and just some cheerleader, 13-year-old from Colorado City, Texas. Well, now she's nationally, millions of people know who she is. She's nationally famous missing murdered child, okay? You can bet that the wealthy and powerful people at Oil Show Party don't want anybody ever to find out that they were at a party that had that little girl there 2 months before she went missing. Does that make sense, right? And so I think that probably explains this just incredible cover-up and why no arrest has been going on and the crimes against me and all of it. And it is trying to cover this up. And it would also explain what Billie Dunn said was, well, when I'm with the investigators, they put certain thoughts in my head. But I don't think Shawn had anything to do with it.